Action. Okay, we're recording.
Sweet.
Patrick, why don't you start off and send one over to Stuart, and me and Marcos will mute up.
All right, Stuart, do you have a preference on speed?
16, 18, 18, I guess.
That's 18.
Okay.
All right. Oh. All right, I just went blank.
Okay, let's settle up before I get too lost.
Look.
Marcos, what Patrick asked Stuart, or say Stuart?
He said good evening, and then he asked him, I think, if he had a good day, and then asked him if he went to a park to activate.
Yep.
And then Stuart, I'll come up with that. With I believe you told him no, you didn't, and you had to do something, or you went somewhere or something, but I didn't catch what. So
Didn't have the energy.
Yeah, not enough energy.
Not enough energy. That's what it was. Okay, I missed that part. Little on the fast side for Ed, but that's okay because that's where you need to be. Is where it's uncomfortable, right? But I caught that you didn't. You didn't activate. Yeah, that new word threw me off there.
You want me to back down just a hair? I'm set at 18.
Nope. Nope. That's you asked Stuart what he wanted, and you sent for him, and you got it. That was exactly what he. Oops. That's exactly what he needed. So no, you leave it there.
Okay.
And I tried it again today with not using my pencil, so I have absolutely nothing on my paper there.
Nice.
So I don't know how many back and forths I can go.
All right.
But anyway, so okay, so let's see. Marcos, you want to send one to me, and then I'll return it to you.
We didn't settle up the last one.
Yeah, you didn't say what Patrick said.
I don't even. It's what I tried to say.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, now I forgot.
He said something about I still have it myself, and then I kind of fell off a little bit, but I kind of got the gist that he hasn't done that himself yet.
I copied. I'm tired myself. He said, "I
Oh,
understand."
tired myself.
I said, I understand. I'm tired myself.
Yeah.
I thought he said I'm going to tomorrow because my bag is packed now.
Oh, your head copy's terrible, Ed. Oh my God.
The inside joke is that Patrick, I asked him, "You got that bag packed up, Patrick?" And he goes, "I got a bag right here." And all of a sudden he just started throwing stuff in his bag just before we started recording and right before you came in.
I knew you were going to ask me. That's why I brought it up here.
All right, Marcos, go ahead. Send me one there. Pat, if you hit mute for us. One's about 16 or so, Marcos.
I'm set right at 16.
Today, I had class. C. O. Thomas.
Ready to send back to you?
Since I'm head copying, let's just settle up about every 2 because I'm still not writing anything down. So, Stu, what'd you get that Marco sent to me there?
He said that he's in Columbus and he had class today.
And then, Patrick, what did I send over to him?
You said you hoped it was a good class and hoped he didn't fall asleep, or hope you had a good time in class and hope you didn't fall asleep.
Yep, that's it. Cool. All right, well, let's go back this time. Stuart, why don't you pick a person that you want to send to, and you send, who do you want to send to, Stuart?
I'll send to Marcos.
Go ahead. Cool. Patrick, where's Marcos at?
You at the Hilton?
At the Hilton?
At the Hilton?
He's not
That is correct.
at the Hilton?
At the
The
Hilton?
Hilton.
I thought you said Embassy Suites.
I said Embassy Hilton,
Oh,
but I
man.
misspelled Embassy.
See, you know what happened to me? I heard Embassy, and then I just automatically said Suites in my head.
It's okay. Still a hotel.
Right, yeah, right. All right, Pat, who do you want to send to?
I'll send to you, Ed. How about that?
Okay, bumper down for me a little bit. 16, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Good evening. Ed. Hope you had a good did you go to to cave? I never spelled that place before.
You did good. Neither have I.
Stuart, what Patrick said to me?
He said, good evening, Ed, and he was basically asking you if you went to Dunbar Cave with Chantel.
Nice. And then Marcos, what would I reply?
I kind of fell off a little bit, but I think you did, but you said something about first, so maybe you activated first. I don't know. I'm kind of guessing there, just trying to fill in from the words that I did get.
Any help there, Stuart, on what I said I did first?
I think you said you went to coffee with the guys first.
Yep. Went to coffee with the guys first, and then went to see Chantel. I think I said, yeah. How's that going for everybody?
Good. Excellent.
Good
Yeah.
practice.
I tried to do more head copy on that one and not make myself any notes, and that was kind of rough. I feel like writing down a few words here and there kind of helps me along. Not necessarily copying every letter, but I think that's just where I'm at right now. I think eventually that won't be a thing.
Yeah, I went through that. You'll eventually transition to. I went from writing everything, and when I did that, it was just, I'm writing letters, and then I go back when they're finished and read what they said. Then I'm writing, and I see the words, and then it was just, I'd start writing some things. It's just kind of a progression, and there was no rhyme or reason for how I quit writing. It just kind of happened. So whatever works, man, keep doing it.
The other night when we did this, I was having a much easier time with my head copying. Tonight, I'm struggling to stay on that wagon. There's a couple times where I was missing a couple little words. I got the whole gist of what you fellas was sending back and forth, but I did miss a couple words here and there this evening that I wasn't missing the other evening. So I think one of the important things too is whether your technique is to write down a word or two, it's also to know that you'll have your good copy days and your bad copy days, and don't let it discourage you when you have those.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, there's days where I had been head copying good for a week, and then I'd go in class and just fall apart. And no rhyme or reason. I guess it's just like folks in BC1, sometimes you're killing it getting the letters, and 2 days later it feels like you've taken 3 steps back. So
especially when those letters U, W, and B come up.
yes.
All right, let's see. Whose turn is it next? Marcos, you're send next?
Sure. Who am I going to send to?
You pick.
I don't think I sent to Stuart today.
Was your
I lost my place.
I kind of fell out of there. Pat, what'd you copy there? Yeah, go ahead and say what you copied.
So Marcos asked Stewart how his last trip to the park was.
Okay, trip.
And
Trip.
Stewart said that the last trip to the park was nice and that park was very quiet.
Quiet. I fell off on the. The park was very. I fell off the word quiet, and I don't know why I was trying to fill it in with what I thought he might be saying. So for some reason I had costly, or I was trying to form the word cost in my head. Like that park was very cost, and I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense at all. And then I got tied up.
I'm not sure I even spelled quiet correctly. Did I spell
if Pat got it, then you were, whether you spelled it right or not, you're headed down the right track, because our brains fill in those things. And like we discussed the other day, we don't have to get all the letters exactly correct. Like, for instance, when you sent Marcos, you ended his name with an H, but we knew you were spelling Marcos. So it's just, you'll just let it roll. You let it roll. And if this weren't a practice session, we wouldn't even have mentioned the H instead of the S. But just to make the point here, we fill that in. But I fell off. I totally tanked off on the word quiet. Yeah.
Stuart, I couldn't tell you how you spelled it. You said it was QU, and I knew what you were sending. So whatever, my brain auto-corrected, and I couldn't tell you if you misspelled it or you spelled it right, because I knew what you meant.
Yeah, if you would have said my park is very quit, we would have filled in the word quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Very good.
Why those exercises in class where they send, you think you know what they're going to send and they send something different, that just destroys me, because my brain, the autocorrect, is always trying to fill in the blanks, and it just wrecks me.
Okay, I'm going to send a random sentence. We'll see if I'm just going to make it up off the top of my head and see what happens. What'd you get there, Stu?
I didn't get everything. The dog, something about likes cats.
I think that's what I sent.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
The dog likes cats, or somehow the dog says he likes cats. So just a random sentence. Pat, why don't you hit us up with just a random sentence, just something off the top of your head.
All right, let me think here.
It was stormy.
Everybody copy?
Marcos, what'd you get on that one?
It was dark and stormy night.
I was waiting on you to say it was a dark and stormy lollipop or something weird. I was waiting on you to send something crazy there at the end. Marcos, let's hear a sentence from you. I completely fell off. I got sunny something there at the end. Stuart, would you copy? I fell off.
That was one of those tricky things that Patrick was talking about. I think I copied rolling rock gathers no sunshine.
I tell you, I didn't. Rolling rock, I didn't catch it all. I think I knew there was a double letter in there, and I fell off the wagon. I tell you, the getting back on the wagon is the toughest thing. And we've been at it for 27 minutes. I think a 30-minute little session like this would be perfect for us to throw up on the YouTubes for let people watch and follow along. So let's just go around the horn once before we hit stop. And Marcos, how about a tip for getting back on the wagon, or what do you have for a tip?
I would say fly the airplane. If you're like in an airplane and it gets a little bit out of control, you want your pilot to just go, oh, nothing I can do. Guess we're going to crash now. No, you want your pilot to fight the plane all the way to try to save it. So don't get discouraged and just go, nothing I can do. Just struggle and just keep going and try to get back on there. Don't give up.
Nice tip. And having said that, I was really having a hard time there with your send. But I told myself, I'll catch a word. Come on, and I caught sunny. so it might have been the last word, but like you say, I tried, kept trying to get back in there. But but that's a good tip. Don't just drop the pin and say I'll catch the next one. At least try to ambush a letter in there and jump on that wagon in some place. How about you, Pat? What kind of tip or suggestion do you have for anybody watching?
I would say, if you're in the middle of a word or the beginning of the word and you totally miss a couple characters, and if you can, drop that word, you're dropping a short piece, and prepare yourself, they should pause. If their character spacing and word spacing is good, they should pause, wait for the pause, and then pick back up on the next word. It's hard to let go. But if you have totally blown it and you have no idea what they're sending, just wait for the next pause and pick it right back up. But I find that sometimes you think you got nothing. And when they finish the sentence, I guess, due to the context, you'll go, oh, that was such and such. It started with an S. And sometimes it will pop into your head later. But like Marcos said, if you just give up, you may give up for a very short period. Give up for that word that you missed. Wait for the pause and try and pick it right back up.
That's a good one. I think if I'd have thought that through, that might have helped me get back on Marcos's wagon sooner. If I would have just let go of that first word that I was having a problem with and jumped on, that was a good one. How about you there, Stu? What last words of advice you have for this any good tips you have there?
I would say that don't discount the importance of the discipline to let it go. Like if you don't have to get every single letter. Just tell yourself that you just got to get the gist of what the guy's sending. So just let it go. And it's no big deal,
Nice. I'm starting to see a trend here with some of the stuff as we talk about it, about just let it go. It's okay if you miss it. It really is. You don't have to get it, because we always have the question mark, AGN. We could always say again. We could always ask him again. And of course, we always have, sorry, QSB, got to go. And I guess the most important part is to just do it. Just get on a key. If you can't hear each other on the air, then do something like we're doing here and just practice. Yeah, practice. All right, fellas. Well, I appreciate this evening's practice. And I'm going to go ahead and end this one. And thanks for everybody. And I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to slap it up as is. I might just to let it go. And anyway, so we'll do a quick pause so we can make a thumbnail. So everybody, get ready to do your best pose. Every time Marcos is with me and I say, all right, let's pose for the thumbnail, Marcos always goes. Can't hear you, Marcos, you're muted. All right, everybody. We'll cut this one off. Here we go.